This is the official 2-week post-op video. I actually recorded an entire video and lost it before I could post it. So now I am almost at 3 weeks post-op, but I am recording my 2-week video again just to update on what happened between 7 days post-op and 14 days post-op. So post-op day 11, I flew home. It actually went better than I expected. I flew from Florida to Vermont, so that's 2 flights, 2.5 hours each, and I had about a 2-hour layover. Everything went pretty smoothly. Few things I highly recommend if you are flying home post-op. If you can afford it, get first class. It's just really nice to have that extra leg room, extra seat room to move around, being closer to the front of the airplane so you don't have to squeeze all the way back. Another thing I recommend, no matter what you get for your flights, is to get the wheelchair service. You can get it for free, I believe, on any airline. I went through Delta, but I wasn't sure if the wheelchair service would be necessary because at that point I could walk pretty well and for, short distances, but it was so insanely necessary, specifically in between the 2 flights. When I had to go from one terminal to a different terminal, we had to go so far, and I literally cannot imagine walking that far. I don't think I would have survived. So highly recommend the wheelchair service. Another thing that I highly recommend when you are on the airplane is to bring a small pillow that you can put behind the small of your back. That really helps me because, a lot of the flight, when you can't be reclined back and you have to be in the upright position, it was so helpful to have that pillow right behind my back just to kind of help me so I could still recline a little bit, even though my seat wasn't reclined. While we're at it, highly recommend getting the aisle seat because you're going to want to get up and walk around, get the blood flowing. You need to get up to prevent blood clots. Coming home to my kids was amazing. It was so nice to see them, but it has been really, really hard, which is pretty much exactly what I expected, and it has been exactly that. If you're a mom, you know that you do pretty much everything for your kids, especially when they're small. And chances are you do a lot of things around the house as well. And it has been really hard for me to make it through each day, doing the things that I can, but also trying to relinquish that control and ask other people for help, which is so hard because if you're a mom, you know that you are pretty much getting up and doing something every 35 seconds. And it's really hard to be asking other people to do that for you every single time somebody needs something, which is pretty much at all times, constantly from morning till night, and then sometimes in the middle of the night. So that has been hard. It's been heartbreaking. It's been frustrating. It's been really freaking painful because of course I've done more than I should multiple days and I have paid the consequences. I have twins that are 2 and right now they're in that stage of not wanting diapers changed, not wanting to go to bed. They still are in their cribs, so you have to pick them up to put them in their cribs. And so every bedtime is a battle no matter what you do. And that's really hard when you can barely use your abdominal muscles and can't lift them and can't fight a kicking, screaming 2-year-old. And I have 2 of them, so it's a lot. My 4-year-old has been absolutely incredible since the minute I got home. He's been fully understanding and I've had almost 0 issues with him, which I'm so grateful for. If you have the right support system, it is doable, but it is vital that you have that support system because you guys, post-surgery with toddlers is hard. As far as how I'm doing physically, I am in my faja pretty much 24/7, 23/7. I'm allowed to get out to shower. During the day, I'm in my super mega extra tight faja, which I am consistently tightening and tightening. Every time it feels like it's getting a little loose, I just tighten it more. I can kind of show you here. This is my faja. And I just got a new one, so I'm on the loosest setting, and then I have this foam here just to add more compression. So once it starts to get loose on any given setting, then you put the foam in, and that makes it a little tighter and just expands your time that you can be on each setting. So this is my newest one, and it is tight as but It's good because honestly, I could not stand compression before surgery. I could absolutely not stand it. I tried doing the whole Spanx thing and no, I thought I was dying. But now this is like 5 times tighter than any Spanx that I ever tried, and I feel like it's necessary. I feel like it's, I don't know, like holding me together somehow. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but the pressure feels really nice just with the discomfort of my body, because my belly is just, it's really swollen, and it gets more and more swollen as the day goes on. And so that compression just feels really good, and trying to kind of keep that lymphatic system flowing, and the support is really nice. So pain-wise, I'm not really in much pain. Mostly it's just extreme discomfort, and that's, I expect, going to stay for a while. So I'm just getting used to it at this point. The thing that hurts the most is my back. My back just is on fire when I try to do anything for more than like a minute or two, and especially if I'm trying to wrangle my children, which obviously I can't pick up, but if I'm trying to bend over, change a diaper, or do anything like that, that really starts to burn. I sneezed for the first time, like, I think 7 days post-op. I'm not sure if I told you guys this, and it was absolute excruciating pain to sneeze. It's, you know, when you sneeze, you use your entire core to sneeze, and when your abdominal muscles were just sewn back together, it is insane. But now, 2 weeks post-op, I've sneezed probably about 8 times since then, and I just experienced a couple sneezes that I didn't think I was going to fall apart. It still was really painful and took a minute to recover from, but I feel like that's progress. We're taking any wins we can get at this point. I've had a lot of people ask me how much this surgery cost. The surgery itself for the extended tummy tuck with muscle repair and liposuction to the flanks, which comes with the tummy tuck, and then the breast lift with auto augmentation, and the Exparel shot that they put into my abdominal muscles to numb them for 3 to 5 days, plus the anesthesia and whatever other fees for the actual OR. Total was $16,300. Then on top of that, I had to obviously fly to Florida. I stayed at the recovery house for 13 days total. Every day that included 4 home-cooked meals, plus having somebody on staff 24/7, plus my transportation to all of my lymphatic massages, which I ended up getting 10 lymphatic massages because they just felt so incredibly necessary for my healing. Plus I did get 2 hyperbaric treatments as well. Altogether, plus whatever else I'm forgetting, it was a little under $23,000, which honestly is a lot of money. But somebody gave me a really helpful perspective shift when I was starting to overthink and stress about how much this costs. And they had me think about how much a vehicle costs and how many years you're driving that vehicle before you end up buying a different vehicle. And comparing that to how many years I will be driving my body and how many years I can enjoy living in this body with no discomfort or pain, or at least none associated with the things I got surgery for, and also just being more comfortable and happier and more confident. And to me, first off, that is beyond priceless. But when you think about how much it costs, it's really not that bad when you compare it to some of the other things that we spend our money on. I also ended up taking out my drain 14 days post-op, and I took a video of that for anybody who's curious. It's not super gruesome, but it's just a little bit yucky. So if you have a weak stomach, maybe just skip the end. I will put that video after a video that I took just to show my body and the updates on that. So I'm gonna put that video in now, and then after that, I will put in the video of me removing my drain. All right, so here it is, 2 weeks post-op. There's my incisions, still covered with tape, but I have taken the tape off a few times and it's looking pretty good. And that's where my drain goes in, which I did end up taking out just like an hour after I took this video. there's my belly button. It's coming along. It's a little bit smaller than I hoped for, and I'm kind of hoping that it will get a little bit better once all my swelling goes down, but honestly, it's way better than it was. And you can see how that swelling is giving me kind of a mini pot belly, which it's, again, better than it was, but I'll look forward to that hopefully going down. Okay, so this is the drain removal video. So if you're squeamish in any way, I would just stop watching now, but it's really not that bad. If you are removing your own drain and you're nervous about it because you're afraid it's going to hurt, don't worry, it didn't hurt. I was scared it was going to hurt. I had my dad as backup in the background in the other room just in case I needed somebody else to pull it, but I figured I could at least try on my own because they said I could do it on my own, and it was totally fine. It felt super weird, but it was not painful. I just highly recommend that as you're doing it, take a deep breath in and then take a nice strong exhale, and as you are exhaling, slowly but firmly pull it out and you will be fine.